Europe's leading sailing circuit, the Audi MedCup, arrived in Marseille, France for a week of spectacular and bruising action, taking on the legendary Mediterranean Mistral to win the City of Marseille trophy. Fourteen teams from 9 nations and the world's sailing elite gathered for the second regatta of the Audi MedCup season, racing Transpac 52s, the sailing equivalent of a Formula One race car. Over 5 months, the Audi Tour visits 6 premier locations in Italy, France, Spain and Portugal. The boat to beat was Peter de Ridder's Mean Machine, which dominated the first regatta in Alicante in May, but leads the series by just 1 point from Spanish boat Bribon. The Audi MedCup attracts the very best sailors in the world, and joining the circuit in Marseille was Cup winner Russell Coutts with James Spittle alongside Larry Ellison on USA 17.
For our team, we were, it was a fairly late decision to build a TP52, and I think the class is fantastic. But we really need to concentrate on multi-hull sailing now, so this will be the only event we do this year. And then hopefully next year, once the America's Cup's done, we can come back into the class.
The forecast for the week was for classic rugged Mistral conditions. It was clear this was going to be a very different regatta from the light airs of Alicante. 20 knots and a solid swell greeted the teams for the start of race 1, an inshore race set in the shadow of Marseille's Point Rouge, America's Quantum and defending champion Artemis, best off the line. At the first top mark, it was Mean Machine back where she'd left things in Alicante, at the front of the fleet, while Coutts and Ellison rounded 8th, 40 seconds behind the leader. Downwind, the boats were hitting surfing speeds over 20 knots, fighting for every metre from every wave. A well-oiled Mean Machine led around the track but had to fight off a late charge by Argentina's Matador. In a photo finish, Mean Machine scraped in to win by just 1 second. Artemis, steered by owner Torben Tornqvist, won their first race with their new 2008 boat, winning race 2, which turned out to be a punishing time for Mean Machine, who had to do penalty turns on the first run and finished last. USA 17 with owner Larry Ellison steering won race 3, just getting the better of sister ship Artemis and Mean Machine right on the line. So, by the end of day 1, Argentina's Matador led overall by just 1 point from USA 17.
Por supuesto se siente bien estar primero. Obviously we are very happy, but the important day is being in that position on Saturday, so hopefully we can keep going like we did today, que es lo importante, y seguir navegando como lo hicimos hoy.
Marseille is renowned for delivering wind in abundance, which affects tactics out on the racecourse. We took Mucho Madrilena's tactician Sebastian Coll over Marseille to describe the inshore racetrack.
This week we are looking for a really strong Mistral, the famous Mistral in Marseille. It's a very dense and very heavy air coming from northwest. This is the race course here. We're going to have 8 races here and 1 offshore racing of 60 mile length. Marseille, the south part of the bay, is one of the famous places for sailing in the world. We had great racing here. Most of the time it's really windy, really puffy, and strong action here in Marseille.
Back on the water, Cole's predictions proved right. Race 4 turned out to be a bruising affair in which USA 17 started to flex her muscle. She slugged it out with sister ship Artemis in conditions approaching the upper race limit. USA 17 survived the spectacular downwind surfs best to take their second win, but if they thought things were going to go all their way, race 5 proved otherwise. They were judged to be one of 4 boats over the start line and forced to restart. Terry Hutchinson's US entry Quantum bagged their first win this season, from Spain's Galicia, while USA 17 only finished 10th, but the race was far from over as far as they were concerned. After successfully protesting the race committee, USA 17 were given third place after redress, making them the new overall leaders. A feature of the Audi MedCup circuit is an all-day coastal race, which turned out to be both rugged and dramatic. First, Mean Machine ploughed into the stern of Matador when trying to find a gap at the top mark. Then Galicia collided with Mucho Madrilena, forcing the retirement of both boats for the remainder of the regatta. Harm Müller-Spreer's platoon didn't look back at the carnage in their wake, leading a long surfing run to the scoring gate 26 miles into the race. After a tough beat back up the coast, Schumann and Coots, both with Olympic and America's Cup wins, fought tooth and nail. But Platoon took the gun, their first for 2008, followed by USA 17, who remain the overall leaders.
Ja, wir sind eigentlich froh, dass wir heute das Langstreckenrennen gewonnen haben. For Platoon, it's the very first win, and also for our new team. And I think yesterday we had already a chance, but broke some winch gear. So otherwise we could have one of the intros yesterday already under the belt. But we knew we can do it, and that's why it was good. War eine perfekte Sache. Wir freuen uns sehr.
4 points separated the leaders going into day 4, but it was Quantum who surfed away in race 7, just surviving a late desperate charge from Artemis right on the finish, Quantum winning by just 1 second. In race 8, Dean Barker and Bribon scrapped with America's Cup foe Coots around the course, USA 17 clinching their third win in an extended upwind finish. It turned out to be an important victory as 28 knots of breeze tore across the Rad Sud on day 5. Too much breeze for the TP52s to race, it meant USA 17 had won their first and only regatta for the series from Artemis and Bribon.
We have a lot of very, very difficult competition. I mean, Dean Barker was here, Joachim Schumann was here. There's a long list of great sailors and great teams who've been doing this for 3 years. It was an unexpected win, but the credit goes to the crew. They did a great job.
USA 17 collected the Breitling Trophy for the best elapsed time over all 8 races in Marseille and the City of Marseille Trophy, while Spain's Bribon leads the 2008 Audi MedCup Series after 2 regattas.